Okay, so I'm going to start with going through what this topic is about. You know what we are doing today? Okay, it's about the energy in food. This is one of the topic in P6. There are some schools that already have completed this. All right. They probably taught this in P5, but it's supposed to be taught in P6 together with the energy section. Right, so we start off with this, okay, energy in food. Now, tell me about the basic needs of living things. What do living things need to stay alive? When do you learn this? Okay, can type it into the chat. Very quickly, you have to, okay, yes, I see responses. Now, you always have to respond to me. Those who are very quiet, I will ask you more questions. All right, then you have to unmute yourself and then you have to respond to me. Okay, which level do you learn this? Yeah, I see responses. There are differences in your response. Let's see. Some say P3, some say P4. Okay. I think it should be in P3. Yes, in P3, right? When you learn about the living things and non-living things, you make comparison, right? What are the differences between living and non-living things, etc. They cannot move on their own for the non-living thing. Then living things need air, food, and water to survive. Now, I see some of you wrote down food, water, and oxygen. What do you think? Many of you wrote down air, food, and water to survive. There are people who wrote down oxygen, water, and food. What do you think? Which one is right? Which one is wrong? Or both are also correct? Gordon, you made a very interesting comment. Who told you that? Or you thought about it yourself? Okay, let me share with all of you. All right. So what is the thing that we need? Remember, we talked about this, I think, in P5. Yeah, what is the thing that we need in the chapter on respiration, in the chapter on respiratory system? We learn about the fish, we learn about human beings. Okay, so take note. We breathe in air, right? Yes, it's true. What is inside air that is the most important to us? What is the thing inside air that is the most important to us? Oxygen, correct. It is oxygen. Okay, so if you write down oxygen, water, and food, you will be marked correct also. So specifically, it's oxygen that is needed. But a lot of times, we just only talk about what? Air, right? But inside air, only about 20% is oxygen. And this is the oxygen that we need to stay alive. Plants is actually probably slightly different. Plants will need carbon dioxide as well. Okay, so if we are talking about generally living things, okay, basic needs of living things, we need to also include plants. Okay, so that's why we classify everything as air. But when you write down oxygen, it's not wrong because food is already categorized nicely. So there's food, there's water. So lastly, definitely it is air, okay, which is oxygen also. Okay, so the next thing we have to look at will be the energy we need. Now, we talk about needing energy last year. When you exercise, why is it that, your heart rate will go up? Then your breathing rate also increases. So we talk about the energy we need when we exercise, right? Now, our everyday living, no matter what we do, even when we sleep, we are using up some energy. Okay, even when we are sleeping, energy is actually being used up. Okay, that's why you wake up feeling hungry as well, right? Okay, you might have supper, you go to bed, you sleep. Sometimes you wake up, you're still hungry. That's because when you are sleeping, you are still breathing. Okay, your heart is still pumping. So all these actually require energy. So our body needs quite a bit of energy. Where do we get this energy from? Where do we get this energy from? Okay, yeah, very good. So we get the energy through the food that we eat. Very good. Okay, so we eat plants, we eat animal and other food products. All these are from plants as well as animals. Okay, now the food that we eat has to be digested first before we can get the energy stored in it. So the food must be digested. Which system is in charge of this? Which body system is in charge of this? Let's get someone to answer. When y'all don't type into the chat, I will call you out. Then you have to answer. Okay? So my next question will be, what other system is involved when we talk about getting the energy from the food? What other system will be involved in order to get energy? Yes, very good. I see people typing in very fast. Yeah. In order to get the energy, you know, the food is being digested, right? So the digested food must travel to different parts of the body in order to give us the energy through respiration. Good. So the circulatory system, well done, is actually in charge of that. Very good. Okay. Yeah. So two systems involved, digestive system and circulatory system. But in the process of respiration, oxygen is required. So what other system is involved now? What is the other system involved now? Respiratory system. Very good. Now, so y'all need to know this. Okay, y'all need to know this. Hold on. Just 1 minute. So all of you need to know this very well. You have to actually know how to answer questions like this. PSLE question can be can ask in such a way that they test you on different systems. So for example, it can be asked in this particular question: how do the body system work together to ensure energy is given to all parts of the body? So when you want to answer these questions, you need to talk about digestive system, respiratory system, as well as circulatory system. Do you all know that? How many of you have seen questions like this before? Very good. So how many marks do you get when you answer such questions? Is it 2 out of 2? 2 out of 3? Two is the maximum mark. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So some schools set it at 3 marks. All right. So it depends on how they ask. So you usually will lose out certain marks, right? Yeah. So this is what we are going to work on this year as well. So we are identifying certain questions that are very good for PSLE. Okay. And you need to help to answer together. Yeah. So you don't just get 1 out of 2 marks or 2 out of 3 marks. Okay, Natalie, thank you for sharing. Now, so we get our energy directly or indirectly from plants. When I say directly, okay, is when we eat vegetables or let's say fruits, right? So we get the energy directly from plants. When it is indirect from plants, for example, we can be eating maybe chicken meat, right? So you know that chicken actually eat what? They will eat grains, right? Being fed to them. So the grains come from plants. So this is actually like plants. So the chicken will eat the plant and then humans will eat chicken, right? So we are getting the energy indirectly from plants. Need to know this. You are being asked in PSLE also. So plants get their energy from the sun to make food. So indirectly, we are getting energy ultimately from the sun as well. We cannot get directly from the sun. If we can get energy directly from the sun, we don't need to eat anymore. We just stand under the sun and absorb the energy. Okay, so can you imagine you stand under the sun trying to get energy? It's not possible. Okay, you cannot photosynthesize. Only plants can. Right. So next thing, chlorophyll in the leaves. So we are talking about the main focus today, which is photosynthesis. Now the chlorophyll in the leaves trap light energy from the sun. Tell me something about chlorophyll that you know. Everybody give me one input. Something about chlorophyll that you know. You can talk about how it looks like. Yeah, what does it do? Very good. See. Okay. Yeah. Yes, yes, Natalie. Okay. Yes, very good. Where is it found? Yes, Marisa. Where is this thing found? Aha, good. Remus, I think this is a misconception here. Now, good that I asked you, yeah, inside the leaf, correct. But in some particular parts of the leaf. If you try to recall, last year we learned this particular chapter. Okay, it's called the unit of life. Yes, Marisa, you got it now. Okay, so chlorophyll is actually found inside what? Chloroplast. All right, so we learned about cells, right? So chloroplast contain chlorophyll. All of you are correct here. It is actually green in color. It traps light so that it can make food for the plant. Okay, it is not found on the underside of leaves. Leaves appear green because of chlorophyll. Okay, leaves look green because of chlorophyll. It's not found in stomata. All right, so be very careful about that. Now, photosynthesis is a process that requires carbon dioxide as well as water. Without these two or without any of this, plants cannot photosynthesize. Clear? And of course, we talk about light. Light is necessary so that chlorophyll can trap it, use the light, convert the water and the carbon dioxide into sugar. Okay, so if you take a look, yeah, this is chlorophyll found inside chloroplast. Right. Next, don't copy any notes. You'll be getting all this from me. Yeah, so if you are copying down, then you will be distracted. Okay, you cannot listen fully. So I said just now, the food that is made during photosynthesis is sugar. It provides energy for the plant to carry out life processes. Okay, so what happens is when the water and carbon dioxide is taken in by the plant. Now, take note, water actually enters the plant through the roots, right? And then gets transported via the water carrying tubes, goes to all parts of the plant. Then it also goes to the leaf. Now, carbon dioxide will enter the stomata in the leaf. Okay, that's where stomata come to do its work. Okay, now then under light, chlorophyll will then trap this light and then cause the photosynthesis process to take place, convert water and carbon dioxide into sugar and oxygen. So the sugar will be used by the plant for survival. Then the oxygen will be released to the environment through the stomata again. Okay, can I understand this part? Have you all heard of this before? I hope so. Yeah, so all these are important. You need to describe the process. Okay, now there are factors that affect photosynthesis. Okay, it is actually the light as well as carbon dioxide. When you go higher level, you will be learning more factors. But right now at PSLE level, you only need to know, okay, light and carbon dioxide will affect photosynthesis. Any questions so far? No, good. Okay, I'm going to let you watch videos. Just 1 minute. Let me open up the window first. Share sound. So as you watch these videos, okay, you will understand better also. All right, so you can